Okay, I think we're live. I hope.
Okay.
We'll see. Maybe somebody text me if you see this. Okay, so this is B2G Chat with Champions. So we've got all of our recent racers here on the team. We're going to chat with 4 different B2G members, maybe even 5 if Jerome makes it. We might chat about his race a little bit. So we've got Leida. She's going to talk about Ultraman. We've got Thomas. He's going to talk about his recent marathon. We've got Madeleine, who's going to talk about Half Iron Florida. And we've got Marlynne, who's going to talk about Kona and a little bit about the Publix Marathon also. So tiny bit of background, B2G, we're a brand new team. We just kind of launched in fall of last year with a really small group and have expanded a little bit to a few more people here beginning of this year. Mostly doing triathlon, all different distances. And we're off to a pretty strong start. So we want to talk about all the cool things that are happening already. So we're going to start with Marlynne. So I'm going to get rid of the rest of you guys for a minute. Don't try to talk to me because I won't hear you till I bring you back. All right. So we got Marlynne, who's going to talk about the Ironman World Championship. We're going in chronological order here. So this was last fall. We should have done this video a while ago, but things happen. We're doing it now.
Yes, I know. I look so now too. So yeah.
Yeah, you look different now than you did then. So Marlynne, give us a little background before Kona. How much experience do you have in triathlon?
I started in 2019 out of Special Olympics.
Okay,
and
so not too long.
I joined Special Olympics triathlon in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
And had you ever done an Ironman before?
No, not until I did one with you.
Half Iron.
I did one with somebody, but not before the Ironman. Yeah, I did one.
Right. You did one with Haley, right?
And a little bit of you too.
Yeah, we got to bike a little bit together that day when Haley had it.
Yeah.
So 1 half Iron, and you decided you were ready for Kona. Your sponsor decided you were ready for Kona. Who is your sponsor? Who took you to Kona?
321.
And who else?
B2G.
1%? Wow, the 1% better team, right?
1% better team, yeah.
Right. So they got you a bib to Kona. They were so impressed with what you did in Maryland. Yes. So you went straight to Kona, your first ever Ironman. Do you know that's about the hardest Ironman you can do?
Yes, I know. And I killed it.
Yeah, you did. What was your training like to get ready for Kona?
It was fun. Casey made it very fun.
Yeah.
She changed it every week. And she challenged me.
Yeah. So we had a different focus every week, right? We'd have a swim week and then a bike week and then a run week. We really focused on adding mileage and getting stronger. Mm-hmm. Got you ready for the Big Island. So how did it go? How was the race?
It was amazing. My favorite part was doing it with you.
Yeah. What was the easiest part of the race for you?
The swimming part.
Of course. We all know she's a fantastic swimmer. Yeah. We got to see all the little fish, right? The water was beautiful.
Yes.
And we kind of chilled out on the pace, right? Because we knew we had a long day.
Yes, but at the very end, I asked to speed up.
I know you tried to ditch me at the end of that swim.
I was like getting uncomfortable doing that pace. I was like, come on, more.
So then we finally got on the bike. How'd the bike go?
The bike went good, but we had some issues on the bike, like my water bottles falling off all the time.
That's right, we did. Those smaller bottles, they kept bouncing out of your holders, right?
But I did get that fixed, so that won't happen again.
So we ended up making quite a few stops for nutrition, but you biked really well, right? You felt really good.
Yeah, you had to calm me down one time because I freaked out a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, up at the top of the hill, right? There were a lot of people up there. The noise kind of got us a little crazy.
Yeah, right? When Chris yelled right in my face, and I was like, Stop.
So for people who don't know, Marlynne's part of Special Olympics because Marlynne has autism. And part of having autism is overstimulation by loud noises, which is really challenging in an Ironman, especially an Ironman World Championship, because everybody thinks they're helping by cheering and banging bells and playing music. And while that helps most athletes, it's actually really challenging for some of our other athletes. And Marlynne found it really challenging at Kona. So for the majority of the bike, it was pretty quiet, no problem, until we got to the top of Javi, and it was really loud. And we made a pit stop there we shouldn't have, probably in hindsight, to fill nutrition. And some of our team was up there, and they were really excited for us, and it was a little bit overwhelming. So yeah, we had to.
Yeah, I fell off the bike.
That happened, but totally unfazed, right? We got right back on. We recollected. We kept going, right?
Yep, because he said, "Come on, Marlynne, just me and you."
That's right, just us. And we had several more hours to go bike, just us. And then we got to run.
Yep.
How was the run?
I tossed my cookies a couple times.
Right? Nutrition wasn't really on your side that day. We had a plan, same way you had trained, but race day, sometimes things go different.
Yep, I just wanted bananas.
Yeah, we planned on gels and Gatorade, but all you wanted was bananas. So we ate bananas.
And Gatorade, yeah.
Bananas and Gatorade.
Couldn't take the goo.
But even with our little bike mishap and stomach issues on the run, you still managed what was your first Ironman ever in Kona? How fast did you do it?
12 hours and 42 minutes and 17 seconds.
Which is a pretty phenomenal time for a first Ironman, especially in Kona.
Yes, and still did a 4-hour marathon. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, most people hope to do that someday in their career. You did it on the first one, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So what was it like being out on course with pro triathletes?
It was incredible to see one of my favorite, Lucy.
Yeah, we saw Lucy, right? She was coming back on the run when we were heading out.
Yes, it was amazing to see her.
Pretty special, right?
I see a cat.
Yeah, cats are going to be everywhere. Sorry, they're all going to video bomb us. It's just what they do. I won't see them all day, but if there's a camera, they find a way to get in front of it.
Yes, of course.
So what's next? You've done Kona. Most people spend their whole career working towards Kona. You already did it. What are you going to do now?
I don't know.
Yeah, right?
Because
still trying to decide what the next big goal is.
Started doing all of this, my two biggest goal was to do a big Ironman, and I did it. And I did Boston, and then I was set on those two. And now I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do more. And right now I'm enjoying running.
Okay, so maybe lean into the running.
Yeah.
Big things, I'm sure. Whatever you decide to do next, you'll be awesome at.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Anything else you want to tell everybody about Kona?
It's true. Casey did get me to smile.
Oh, that's right. We had a bet going into it, right?
Yes.
You're usually really, really serious when you race, and I said, I'm going to make her smile. We have photo evidence. I made you smile right in front of the photographer.
Yes.
So mission accomplished on both sides, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks, Marlynne. Hang around. We're going to talk about your recent marathon in a little bit.
Whoop, whoop.
For now, we're going to swap over to Madeleine.
Hi.
Hey. So, Madeleine, you've got a little bit more triathlon experience. How long have you been doing this?
Going on, I think, 36 years. 35. Since 1989 was my first race.
That's more than even I would have guessed. I'm not going to lie. Impressive.
No, I was 24. I was already old when I started.
So you took on Ironman 70.3 Florida.
Mm-hmm.
What was the goal for that race?
The goal was to qualify for Worlds in Taupo. It was a long shot, but I made it.
Yeah. How did the race go? Walk us through it.
The swim, thank goodness, the water warmed up the last couple of days before the swim, so it was 70 degrees. I got through the swim. It's not a fun swim. It's 6 turns, congestion, but I've done it many times, so I was prepared. Got out of the swim. It was okay time. Nothing to write a book about. Jumped on my bike, and I knew I had to get it from the bike because I know my run was not up there. I held back on purpose on the bike because I knew the last time I did that race, I blew up on the bike, and I paid the price for in the run. I didn't want that to happen again. So I held back certainly the first half. And then there was also congestion with it was okay till the end because you have the traffic and then you have to slow down by cars and the police is there, so you cannot pass them. But anyway, I finished way faster than I anticipated, and kudos to B2G because I was only working with you guys maybe 6 weeks. And I know that my bike was already tremendously better. So I think it was one of my best bike times that I ever had there. So then the run, that was a little like, what is going to happen? I had no clue where I was. My husband didn't tell me anything. So I thought I was just completely out of the loop for Taupo. The first loop was okay. The second loop was a shuffle because I didn't do the mileage. I didn't have the mileage in me. And then I finished and I was third in my age group, and I consider myself lucky because the first two didn't want a slot, or they had already one. So I took number 3 after $780. So I reached my goal, and I'm going to New Zealand in December. So
congrats. Amazing. Any other plans between now and then?
I'm doing still Chatty, the half. And I'm doing one in Knokke in Belgium.
Awesome.
In September, beginning of September. I haven't signed up yet, and then probably some sprints and Olympics just to work a little bit on my speed if my running gets back up there.
So how many times have you decided you were going to retire from the sport?
A couple times it's been in my head, retire because of injuries, not because I wanted to.
I know. I think you told me a couple times.
Because injury after injury. Actually, since 2020, I broke my shoulder, I broke my elbow, broke my big toe. I just had so many, and then the compression fracture, that set me back a lot. And then my heel started to hurt. I got some problems with my feet, and that's set me back tremendously for like weeks that I barely could run. So I thought last year, not May, I thought it was my last year in Chatty because I wanted to end in Chatty because I have so many good memories from there. But when I was racing, I said, I cannot give up this sport yet. I love it too much. And I bounced back. So we'll see. And what happens?
The world champs.
Yes, we'll see.
Awesome.
I'll take everything what I still can get at my age.
So having been doing this for so long, what advice would you give to somebody new to the sport?
Oh, just enjoy every moment as long as you can, because you never know what happens tomorrow. Yeah, it needs to be fun. If it's not fun anymore, then I'm done. I know now I have to see if I don't enjoy it anymore. But for a while, I didn't enjoy running. And if I don't enjoy running, then I'm done. I enjoy biking a lot. Swimming, that's another thing, because that's always looking at a damn black line. But if you don't enjoy it, no, then it needs to stay fun. And I enjoy every minute.
Great advice. Yeah. Awesome. Anything else you want to share before we switch to our next?
No, I think I summed it up, I guess. So
awesome. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to you guys.
All right, let's switch to Thomas. I'm going to put Marlynne on here too. So you guys both just took on the Publix Marathon. So I want to start with Thomas. Thomas, have you ever done a marathon?
Congratulations.
Was this your first marathon?
Not a full-time marathon, exactly. Well, last week was my first full-time marathon.
Right, 2 weeks
I did one first to celebrate, which was 4 hours. My time was 4 hours and 50 minutes. And then the second one I did was in Melbourne, Florida, and I got a better time than that. I got a 4 hours and 22 minutes.
I know. So Thomas was offered the opportunity to do two marathons. back to back.
Yeah.
I told him I thought he was crazy because he's never done a marathon before, but he said he could do it, and he sure did. Yeah, we did one together a couple weeks.
I was brave, and I was brave too. I got
I
on
know you
watch.
were.
It's a good thing I'm a runner.
Yeah, Thomas loves running. So Thomas and I have been partners in triathlon and some running and
Very
some
talented.
swimming for years. But this was by far his longest running race. So yeah, 4:22, right? Big PR, 30 minutes off the one you did 2 weeks prior.
Yes,
Really
ma'am.
amazing. Really amazing. So what was the hardest part of that race for you?
There were a couple things. The first thing was at the ending was taking in the pain and telling myself I've got to endure the pain just to finish. It's just going to pass. It's only there for a little bit and I can pass. And I knew that if I kept moving my body and kept exerting and running, and if I kept up my strength, I would be okay. And probably the most fun part was going at a slow, medium pace, not killing it, conserving the energy at the very end to really push it and push the energy at the end. And most of my favorite part was running with my teammate, Marlynne Stutzman, who is a fantastic, wonderful friend. That was my favorite part. I couldn't ask for a better running friend. And I really enjoy running, but running with friends and running with other people is more fun too. So I would probably say running with my partner friend, and we held our hands up high at the finish, which was great.
Yeah. So who was your partner for that race?
Christine, well, I missed you a lot. I was hoping it was going to be you. I missed you in the race, Casey, but Christine was a very, very good partner because she helped pace me. She helped push me and she helped endurance me. And she did a very, very thorough job of checking in with me and making sure that I was breathing adequately and having enough hydration and goo and whatnot. I missed you, Casey. I missed you. But I take my hat off to you. You're a fantastic partner. You did great job choosing the partner. Thank you.
So Christine Conti, she's been involved in several of our Special Olympics and our 1% Better races. And she's a marathon guru. I mean, she's done Boston, I don't know how many times, I think 7 or 8 at least, maybe more than that. I might be underestimating that. And she's just a phenomenal runner, a wonderful lady. So she stepped up to partner with Thomas last weekend for that marathon while I was busy with Leida, and we'll get to that adventure next. So huge thanks to her for that. I think he really, really enjoyed running with her. So that's cool. So we've got Marlynne here too. I don't think you guys ever planned to run this together. It just kind of happened, right?
The thing what happened, I caught up to him at the turnaround.
Okay. So Marlynne,
they start off way too fast. I say, okay, I need to slow down. This is way too fast for me.
So Marlynne, you've done a few marathons now, including Kona and several other standalone marathons. So this was nothing new for you, right?
Nothing new to me, but it was my first one on my own.
Right. So the first one you ever did without a partner. So that's pretty big. That's a pretty big deal. So how different was it running by yourself as opposed to having a partner with you?
It felt like I had to push myself, but I didn't have anybody there to just make me smile.
Yeah, that's true. You're kind of just in your own head, right? So it worked out really good that you ended up with Thomas and Christine for a good portion of this.
Yeah, and I was having trouble with figuring out, like, my heart rate thing was all messed up. So I was going by how I felt.
Yeah, which isn't really a terrible strategy in a race. Some people really like to just run by feel. If you're experienced enough and you know yourself, that's not a terrible way to do it. But it worked well, right? Because you ended up with a pretty big PR, yeah?
Yeah.
So
Miss Casey, my goal is to make it to Boston Marathon and get better every day and enjoy making as many friends as I can. I love the concept of 1% better. I'm really looking forward to, I hope to get called for Boston because I'm getting ready. I'm getting training every day.
Right. So the 1% team's got a few bibs. We don't know exactly who's getting them yet, but yeah, we're really hoping Thomas makes the list. Of course, Marlynne got one of the bibs last year, so she's been there, done that. Thomas has proved himself worthy, we hope, with that phenomenal performance. So hopefully he gets to go have the same cool experience that Marlynne had last year.
I don't know what's next for me because I have talked to Nick and he has nothing planned for me.
Yeah, maybe a few more events on your own.
Maybe. I have the Glassable half marathon coming up.
Yep, that's this weekend.
And this is for fun because I like this. I like to get the medal.
What was the hardest part of the marathon for you, Marlynne?
The bridges, because I had to like.
Oh, that's right.
I run a 9-minute pace all the time. I don't go anything slower than 9-minute pace. I have tried.
It's hard to do up those bridges, though, isn't it?
Yeah, so I had to pace myself with some arm people. So I paced myself with arm people. I walked the water stations to make sure I get my hydration and let my heart rate go back down if I needed to.
Yeah, it's tough training here in Florida, isn't it? We don't really get practice for hills or how to handle those too much, do we?
Yeah. And I only maybe ran 16 miles before this marathon, too.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, you're experienced with that distance, so you know what to do.
Yeah, so I
like to train on hills. I train on hills every day, Casey. I'm used to doing it.
I know. You've got way better hills up where you are than where we are.
In Tampa, we don't have any hills.
I know. We don't in Orlando either.
It's pretty flat.
Thomas is lucky up there in Ocala. So, Thomas, besides maybe Boston, what are your other big goals this year?
I want to build upper body strength and get stronger with upper core. I want to get stronger every day. And it was really fun doing the full marathon. I hope I make it to Boston and make as many friends as I can in this sport. I love the concept of 1% better, and I just want to make as many friends as I can.
Yeah, that's kind of what our team is all about.
Friends and relationships, yes.
Making great relationships.
100%.
100%. All right, guys. Anything else you want to share?
Nope. Nope.
I
will keep it.
Thank you, Casey, for having the meeting. Thank you, Casey, for having the meeting. Thank you for orchestrating it.
No problem, guys. Love you both. All right, we're going to switch over to Leida. I don't click fast enough to make this seamless. Okay, Leida. Maybe last but not least, maybe not. If Jerome joins, but Leida's got a big story for us. Okay, so let's start off with your background. What's your triathlon background?
My triathlon background. So I just started 4 years and a half ago. And I was just a runner. And so I met John Riordan. Probably most of you know him, my boyfriend. So he asked me, if I had a bike, and that's how my triathlon story started, right? So I started riding the bike, and I'm like, I think I can get, serious in this. My first, I guess 70.3 was Daytona, Clash Daytona, that I did enjoy. I was not too fast. I was really scared about riding the bike fast. So Daytona, then 3 Ironmans, Waco, Texas, Florida. And then after that, I had this group of friends that, I've been involved with Ultraman, through John first, crewing and volunteering. And I knew all the time that that's what I wanted to do. I just needed to get ready, physically and mentally. Then I was Casey's cruise ship back in 2022. And, and I'm like, okay, I need to get ready to do this. And after my Ironmans, I talked to Casey. Hey, I need someone experienced that I have done it before. Can you train me, and can you create a plan for me, because she was successful? And Jerome, they had B2G team, and that's what, and I completed Ultraman Florida last week. Oh my God, it seems like it's been a while, because I've been doing all. Yeah, so that's how, kind of like the story how I got to Ultraman Florida.
Okay, so for people who don't know, explain to us what an Ultraman is.
Yeah, so an Ultraman is a ultra triathlon. The first day, you swim 6 miles. Then after the 6 miles, you get on the bike and bike 90 miles. The second day, so you have to complete every day 12 hours is the amount of time that you have to complete each day. So it's 3 days, each day 12 hours. The second day is 170-mile bike, 171, around that, 71-mile bike. And then the third day is a 52.4 run. So that's what an Ultraman is.
Right. Which for most people is inconceivable. But you did it.
Yes, I did it. Yes. Yes. So, yes. And, Ultraman is obviously you have to, and this is just a take that I give. You have to obviously prepare yourself physically, but it gets to a point, that you are there physically and your mind has to get into it too, right? Sure. You can be strong biker, strong swimmer, runner, but your mental strength, you have to talk to yourself. You need to go through this. You have to have those conversations, and at the same time, obviously, have a great crew. And I'm a firm believer that a good crew can make it or break a race. Even if you are a great athlete, and you depend on the crew. My crew were KC, Jerome, John Riordan, and Rosangela Romero. And I knew, obviously we had done adventures before, so we kind of like know each other. And when we look at each other, we know, okay, there's something going on here. So we kind of like don't have to have that conversation to see each other, look at each other on their faces and say, oh, wow, there's something going on. Let's ask, so. Yeah.
So yes. It's one of the big differences from a normal triathlon where you've just got like aid stations along the way with strangers handing you cups. So an Ultraman, because it's so long, everybody has a crew that follows them around and takes care of them basically for 3 days. Even on the swim, one of your crew members kayaks next to you and brings your nutrition and kind of guides you along the course, so you don't have to try to sight for 6.2 miles. And because it'd probably be tough to do 6.2 miles without any nutrition, so they take that for you. So yeah, it's an individual effort, but yeah, a little bit of a team aspect to it as well.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how you prepped for something that crazy.
So how you prep, like training that comes before that?
Yeah.
Okay, so so obviously for this, obviously you have to prep way ahead, right? So probably 6 months ahead, you start with long rides, long runs, long swims, and I think I was training up to I don't know, 20 hours a week. So it's just go to work, train, or do it before work, train, and go to sleep. So it's just obviously you have to have I see that, Anders, because one Ironman is not enough. I know.
I had to throw some of the funny comments up.
Okay. Anders, if you're listening, you probably will do something like this too. I know you are, right? So you have to prepare yourself. The volume has to increase. During the weeks. Casey kind of like did like a training for me. That I was focusing on different or the bike or the run or the swim, different weeks. And yeah, so it was at, and I knew that when I got into the day, the week before Ultraman, that I was not going to have any issues. I done the training. um the training gave me a lot of confidence, that okay, I'm ready to do this. I just needed, obviously, the training. And like I said, you had to put your mind into it too. You had to have a positive mindset, because when you go into this, you have the training and you have the positive mindset, and no one can stop you once you have a positive mindset when it comes to this type of, endurance um, races.
Well, and for anybody who doesn't know how mentally tough Leida is, she also last year did the Keys 100, which basically is a race that starts and runs in a straight line on basically flat, besides a couple bridges, just straight, flat, paved road for 100 miles. And she finished it under 24 hours.
Yes.
Really incredible. That takes somebody mentally tough. So we knew mentally she had it nailed all along, and we got her body ready through the B2G training. So both Leida and Marlynne touched on it. We've got a pretty unique training method where we change focus each week and try to keep the training really fresh without having to do the constant like build, recover. We just kind of change it up constantly and keep it fresh all the time. All right, so let's talk about the race itself. Let's jump into day one. Tell us how it went.
So day one, like I mentioned before, I crew and volunteer for this race before. So everyone, so it, like, and I mentioned this during my speech, during Ultraman, you had to give a speech on the award ceremony, that I felt like I was in my family. Even my real family was there too, my biological family, my mom, my sister, my brother. But it was like a family was there. Like everyone, I knew most of the people. So day one, I woke up, got my breakfast, my usual breakfast. Don't try anything, before race day. You have to. These are the things, right? You have to the same breakfast that I have every morning before my long rise, before my long training days. So on the swim, I look at the lake and I'm like, wow, it's perfect. The water was perfect. I even was like getting in the water and just splashing around, and I'm like, oh wow, it's not that cold. And so I'm telling, so we got on the on the lake, and all the athletes are there, and I see some of them are all nervous. And the funny thing is, like, I see some of them are nervous. And one of the athletes, she did a race report and she put it, this is funny because I just read her race report. The winner, actually, she put in her race report that she's crying she was crying, and she put a picture of me just waving at people in the beginning on there because what, I was going with a positive mindset into this, right? So yeah, so the swim, I'm never been a strong swimmer. um the first loop is I had to do 3 loops. I was right on pace. By the third loop, the wind changed. It got wavy. The safety boat, notified my kayaker. The wind is pushing all the kayakers. The buoy is moving, and yes, so I had to push a lot. And it was not because I was tired, because I was getting pushed, and because I had done the long swims before. I was ready for this. But I was like swimming and I was getting nowhere, and I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, I finished the swim, and yes, so the swim was my hardest part, like, and I got out of the swim. And so when I got out of the swim, I knew that I was ready for to do what was next. I just needed to tell my head to get in the right. Oh, wow, I just spent a lot of time in the water. Now I had to bike 90 miles, and everyone was cheering for me. When I got to the bathroom, Rosa and Casey were helping me out, getting ready. Casey looked at my face and she's like, she kind of like saw me like, whoa, you can do this, you got 90 miles. And I know I needed to bike faster than I ever done before, like 90 miles. So this was my task as an athlete. I'm like, I need to go there and bike faster because I have stop signs, I have red lights, and I have traffic against me at this point, right? So I have to bike like I'm the only one in the road on the road at that
Right.
time.
Yeah, so that's a good
Yes,
point. The other funny thing about Ultraman is they're not closed roads. It's not a closed course, so you have to follow all the laws of the road, and they're very particular about stopping, foot down, every stop sign, stopping for the
yes,
red lights, all those things. So, the paces you see may not look as impressive as an Ironman, but it's because we're racing open course.
yes, yes. That's true. Yes, and yeah, I got to the finish line less than 12 hours, and less than 12 hours. So that was we knew coming in that was going to be my toughest day, the first day. I knew that in my head, so I needed just to go over the first day.
Yeah, and it's the only day that you have multidiscipline, so it's a bit more complicated just in
Yes,
pacing and in moderating your effort and all that. But you made it through day one. I think we had a pretty chill night back
yes,
at the
yes,
Airbnb.
and and these are when the training is great. That when I woke up that second day, well, when I finished day one, I actually said, "Oh, I can go for a run right now." I'm like, like the swim bike and run. I can go for a run now because I still have energy. So I knew that's. I'm like, wow, the training just kick off, and I know Casey was always telling me, "Oh, you will see when to get race weekend how you're gonna feel, because you're gonna have all these, prepare for this." And by the second day, I woke up and I'm like, "Oh, my legs were great." Yes, and I have a really great day with seeing all the crew members in the stops. They were cheering me on, and the nutrition. So everything was on point on day two. And yes, day two went really great, and it was 170 miles. And I remember by mile 120, I'm like, whoa, I got 50 more miles to go. And I remember some of the athletes passing me. At this point, we were passing back and forth. Some athletes, we were, because the red lights, we were catching each other, or we were passing, or I was passing some. And at some point when we got to 112, there were a lot of us in a red light. And like, oh, we just finished an Ironman. Now we got like 60
Still-
something more. We got
Still a half iron plus to go.
right. So yeah, so you just have to the clue of this is to keep your head on the game. I put my head down, and I was looking at the road that was in front of me. I was not looking more up. Obviously I was looking at the traffic and things like that, but I'm just put my head down and just did the work. Yes.
The course this year was a little bit evil, right? You hit Sugarloaf at 150 or
150, yes, yeah. So
150
after
miles.
like 10 hours of biking, I hit Sugarloaf.
And then we all knew Sugarloaf was going to be in there, and we knew it was when it was coming, and we were prepared for that. And we kept telling all the athletes, we were on top of Sugarloaf cheering everybody, and we kept saying, the worst is over. It's all downhill from here. And that was a complete lie.
Yes.
We found a hill that we didn't even know existed. I still don't know what to call it. We're going to have to name it, but it's another Sugarloaf that's out there.
Yes. I still don't remember. I'm gonna try to go back to the course to see what was.
John will know. John,
Yes.
send us a comment what that hill was called.
Yeah. So by the end, I think it was 7 miles left, and all of a sudden we all see this hill, and I'm like, who put this hill here? There's a lot of construction for the ones that are listening. There's a lot of construction in Clermont, Florida.
Yeah.
So that's a new hill.
Yeah,
I'm like, where this came from?
That was not there 2 years ago when we did it.
Yes, so definitely. So yes, so you will see you're gonna do this Ultraman Florida. There will be hills that are gonna appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, they make
they
make a specific effort to find every hill they can for that course because the distances in themselves isn't challenge enough.
Yes.
So day 2 complete. You were super strong, super consistent. As from a crewing you perspective, it was so easy. You just never even bobbled. We watched the pace all day and it never wavered. Your smile never wavered. It was just an awesome day 2.
Yes.
And then the final day, day 3, is the double marathon, which would make most people nervous, but we all know that you love to run.
Yes. Yes. I do love running. And that was my strongest day. The one that 10 hours and 4 minutes. So that was my strongest day. Yeah. So and this is you go through the clay loop. Part of the clays. That was kind of like a little bit. For me, it was a little bit of my nemesis at that point. Even I'm like, whoa, I go to this place and I train here a lot and I have fun. And I'm like, oh, let's go to the clay and dress with nice colors so we can, I don't know. But yeah, during Ultraman Florida, that was kind of like, I call it the soul crushing road. Sugar, when we got to the clay, and yes, but yeah, I needed to slow down in the area because there were a lot of hills too, and there was some sand. So I decided, okay, in this area, I'm gonna slow down a bit and then run back up in the pavement. But it was fun. I have all the crew members, taking turns running with me. Casey, Jerome, Rosa, and John ran with me at the end. So I don't know. I think the run was perfect. Probably, they're modifying at some point, but I love running, and it takes me to like another place mentally. And yeah, so yeah, I love running. Yeah.
So Leida did exactly what we expected that she might do, which was start off, day 1 we knew would be the toughest day. Day 2 put in a solid, just awesome bike ride and moved up several places. And then day 3, there are not a lot of people that can pull off a 10-hour double marathon after all the rest of that. And she jumped up, I never counted, but probably another 10 places that day.
Yes.
She just blew everybody away on that double marathon. Really, really cool to watch.
Yes. No, it was great. Yeah, it was great that you and I don't know the thing about Ultraman, Florida, and when in the run you keep like, or some people are running in front of you, some people are running behind you, and you just cheer them on. They're in the same journey as you, and you want them to. Hey, I want you to finish with me. Even if you finish before, or I'm gonna finish after. I want you. You've been here for 2 days suffering, and I know the time that we all spend. So we look at each other and we say, "Hey, you got this." So we all share each other. It's like like I say, it's not like I know in Ironman we do cheer each other, but Ultraman is kind of like different. It's like we want to like hold each other up and just finish. Let's go all together. And so that's what I love about the Ultraman family. And my family, my crew too. Yes.
Yeah, Ultraman's really special. They've got this whole principle of Ohana, and it's just, it's timed and there's a results board and all that, but it's very much like a community. Everybody support everybody. We're all just trying to get to the finish line kind of feel. Very different from other triathlon experiences.
Yes.
Very, very cool. So what's next now that you're an Ultraman? And there's been a lot of focus on that for a long time for you. What comes next?
So what's next? I'm still debating if I'm gonna sign up for a 70.3 in April. There's a new 70.3 Ironman brand in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. So I'm still debating on that. I'm still looking at what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna sign up. But then probably there's gonna be, I haven't told my coach yet, but probably it's gonna be a couple of 50Ks in between. And the one that I signed up is Oregon. So Oregon 70.3, and then after that we're gonna jump the border and probably go to Canada and crew Casey for
maybe
and in Javelina 100. Javelina 100. That's kind of like what I at the end is going to be in October. So I want to put all my effort on that. Probably the last 3 or 4 months after my 70.3, that's going to be my what I want to put on my effort running, because I want to do well. There's Javelina 100 is a lot of elite runners there. That's what they do. They just run.
Yeah.
So and I just want to go there, and I'm like, wow, I'm gonna be in around elite runners. So this is a big race for elite runners. So I want to just take a picture, meet them, and probably run past them, or they pass me, or never know. Until
Yeah.
and I'm and this is I don't know if when I said that I started 4 years ago only. I'm gonna be 40. I'm gonna be 49 this month. So, and this is the thing, and next month. So I haven't, and I haven't. I don't. I'm still evolving as an athlete, and I can see myself, and and this is one of the things that I like about the training, Casey's training, B2G, that I completed all my training without injuries, right? Because like Casey mentioned before, they go, there's an alternate, right? There's no when it's something. Okay, so we're running, now we're gonna swim, now we're gonna bike, so my body got used to that. So I completed the whole training with no injuries. My body, when I got to Ultraman, I was 100%. My body was, felt great. So, so what I'm saying is like, that I trusted the process. Like when I get to Javelina, wow, what can I do? If I follow everything, in the training. And so that's going to be my big A race, I guess. Yeah. So for now, yeah, that's going to be, if one of the 70.3 surprise me, and I can go faster, why not? But yes, but Javelina being as my heart is a runner first, so we'll see what I can do. Yes,
I think I think you will surprise yourself at Oregon. By far my best 70.3 PR was at Oregon and was after Ultraman Florida. So you're lined right up.
Yes, right.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna bring everybody back on the screen here so we can say thank you. And
Thomas, tell that lady that you're very proud of how brave she was.
I'm trying to unmute. Okay, I got everybody unmuted now.
I'm dead.
Thomas is tired. Thomas worked a full day today and then went out and ran 7 miles, so he's tired.
He's tired, right?
Yeah.
All right. Just wanted to bring everybody up for one last congratulations. Thank you all for being a part of B2G, for having faith in
Good job, everybody. Good job.
our team. I'm so
fun.
proud of all of you. You guys are incredible. We'll try to do this probably on a monthly basis or so and chat about races and what everybody's up to and kind of keep everybody in the loop and all the awesome stuff we're doing. So thanks for joining this first one, and until next time. See you guys.
Yeah, bye.
Good
Bye.
seeing everybody. Good seeing everybody.
Bye, Marlynne.
Great
Bye,
seeing
Thomas.
you all.
Bye, Madeleine. Bye, Casey.
Bye.
Bye.
Congratulations. Good to see you all.